Hello everyone and welcome to Gaia's Gift, the first newsletter of Cosmic Reality Shungite. Cosmic Beginnings, the Origin of Shungite. Chemists felt very clever in 1986 when they cooked up a unique carbon molecule called fullerene in their laboratories, shaped like a soccer ball, looking like a geodesic dome, and named after Buckminster Fuller. The Bucky ball won its discoverers the Nobel Prize, opening up a whole new playground for the field of chemistry with the existence of carbon-60. Only in the vacuum laboratory conditions of high heat and high pressure could this phenomenal molecule come into being. Or so they believed. It turned out that Gaia, the unified consciousness of the biosphere of our world, was ahead of them by 2.5 billion years. A call had gone out from the long-nurturing mother of this planet that it was now ready for life. The discoverers of fullerene never imagined it could be found in nature. Then in 1992, geochemists at Arizona State University were startled to find fullerenes embedded in a rare mineral found only in Russia. This, of course, was shungite. And the mineral came from a geologic stratum which not only predates the origin of complex life, it also predates the era when such a molecule could possibly have formed. A further mystery lies in the fact that shungite contains what chemists call woody structure, implying that shungite, like coal, was formed from fossilized plant life. The only problem is there was no such plant life on Earth in the Precambrian era. So where did the shungite come from? And why is it that the origin of life on Earth is frequently said to have begun in the same region of northwestern Russia? And how is it that the shungite deposit also uniquely carries all of the building blocks of life, every element in the periodic table? It's as if a fiery gift had been delivered from deep space to ignite the flame of evolving life, reaching up from the depths of matter toward higher evolution. So we're left with some intriguing possibilities. The woody structure of fossilized plant life in shungite could conceivably come from plant life from another planet, as there was no such plant life on Earth when shungite was formed. Could shungite have come from the remnants, as some theorize, of an exploded planet? Or was it uniquely formed somewhere in the heart of the galaxy and hurled our way, picking up high energetics along the way? So far as we know, shungite is found nowhere else on Earth. Could shungite actually have triggered an evolutionary acceleration in the origins of life on Earth? We know that shungite fullerenes attract and neutralize harmful free radicals and are a powerful antioxidant. Yet it also operates as a purifying field of energy. A certified quantum physicist has stated that shungite radiates a purifying field which extends many feet, depending upon the purity. It has even been described as infinite power in a finite object. If shungite did indeed originate on a long-ago exploded world, does this imply that an entire planet once was covered with such a life-giving element? And what kind of sentient beings might evolve under such conditions? We now have a chance to find out, as the shungite field begins to flow outward to every corner of the Earth, touching thousands more souls every day. Water purified, bee colonies restored, anxiety replaced by serenity, and protection afforded against the toxic effects of 4G Wi-Fi and EMF, even as we band together to prevent the potentially deadly implementation of the 5G network, from which shungite seemingly cannot protect us. Could it be, as Edgar Cayce prophesied long ago, that the hope of mankind would indeed flow out from Russia? Here at Cosmic Reality, we are pleased to suggest that you ponder such intriguing mysteries as you swig your healing shungite-energized water while enjoying a slice of toast dabbed with shungite honey Working on your laptop, protected from harmful EMF by Shungite stickers, while you read an article about the prevention of bee colony collapse through Shungite nuggets. There's more of the blessings of Gaia's gift. And the second article from our first newsletter of Gaia's Gift, Wild Queens, Mystic Bees, and a Field of Dreams. Cosmic Reality's own Derek Condit makes an epic journey across the Northwest, leaving a magic trail of Shungite in his wake. The small black particles of stone strewn at the entrance of the hive seemed to act like a drug. The bees instinctively entered the hive only by the corner where the strange black mineral lay. Derek Condit's 2 honeybee hives began thriving, with queen bees being made and thousands of new babies hatching with honey so plentiful you could smell it. Derek told his friends on Facebook, and anyone else who would listen to him, "Hey, my hives are growing faster than they should, producing more honey than normal with docile bees, and I haven't lost a single bee to disease, mites, and there's certainly no bee colony collapse, so get some Shungite." Now, rumor said the stuff was from some Russian meteorite. Anecdotal evidence was intriguing, so the beekeepers were desperate. If the colony collapse disaster continued, crops on which most of humanity depends, of which the bees are essential pollinators, would shrink to levels which would mean mass starvation. A saying was born, "Where goes the bee, so go we all." Without the bee, life as we know it would be lost. Word started spreading over Facebook and other social media. This young fellow Derek was putting some kind of magic pebbles on beehives, and while neighboring apiaries were losing their bees at alarming rates, Derek's Shungite hives were thriving. Soon, all over the world, beekeepers began making Shungite bees. Derek and others noted Shungite's appeal drew in other insects to the Shungite birdbath watering hole. Could Shungite turn around the extinction event, taking out the entire insect community? That's right. The scientists who understood that the world was on the brink of a complete biological collapse have named this the 6th extinction event. Knowing the insect world was about to disappear without having any way of stopping it kept scientists quiet. But the secret did get out, and Derek knew his Shungite bees might be the answer. Without insects, the pyramid food chain will quickly collapse, and mass starvation will be the result, until even the top of the pyramid where humanity sits would disappear. Something had to be done quickly, and if Shungite could save his bees, maybe it could save us all. Derek planned a trip to Arizona from his home in Washington. Instead of flying, he loaded up the car with bags of Shungite holding a couple thousand nuggets. He planned the trip to include 5 states. Over almost 5,000 miles, Derek stopped and left Shungite in trees, water, deserts, and big stones. The beginning of the Shungite grid had been born. Derek's Johnny Appleseed quest to spread the Shungite quantum field led others all over the world to follow his lead. "Just throw some Shungite nuggets out the window as you go," he urged others. "Get the gift out there. We've nothing to lose by trying, and the promise of life if Shungite can do it." Derek knew what his little supply of Shungite and his Shungite bees were capable of. In the second year, the Shungite bees were allowed to swarm into the surrounding mountain environment. Very soon, the small valley he lives in began showing unprecedented growth. Derek and his wife had moved into the neighborhood in February of 2018. By summer, their neighbors were pointing out the amazing plant growth, with more flowers than ever before, and so much fruit, trees had limbs breaking. The neighbors had no idea the growth was due to Derek's Shungite bees spreading out into nature and mixing in with other wild bees. It was apparent the Shungite bees must be carrying the Shungite energy field with them somehow. There is a science behind Shungite's apparent magical attributes. It's a science Derek's bees have been teaching us. Shungite negates toxicity, whether in the form of chemicals, radiation, or 4G, Wi-Fi, and EMF. These are the same things killing off the insects. So we urge you to join the effort to grid the entire planet in Shungite. Make this field of dreams expand one nugget at a time across the planet. There's a link below to the Shungite grid map. Add your Shungited location to it. It may be the most important thing you will do in your lifetime, if it works. But one thing is clear. It will not work unless we all take part. As for Derek, he made 2 more long-distance trips along different roads, leaving trails of Shungite behind. The 2019 bees have decided to stay home and make honey. Certainly they're perfectly healthy, but even in full hives, they just wait for Derek to add another floor to their homes. Perhaps the excessive honey is a gift to Derek and all his friends and family. After all, the bee guy has been working hard for them and for all of us. And so a big thanks to Derek, and thanks to the 100,000 who have already added to the Shungite grid. Please tune in next time for our next Cosmic Reality video newsletter, and be sure to like and subscribe.